Have you ever felt like something inside you was tender, fragile, unfinished, but you couldn't explain why? Maybe you had a roof over your head. Maybe your family looked fine on the outside. Maybe people even said you were lucky. But deep inside, something never felt right. You didn't feel seen. You didn't feel safe. You didn't feel enough. The truth is, childhood pain doesn't always leave visible bruises. Sometimes it hides, quietly, patiently, until one day, it whispers through your patterns, your fears, your silence. Today, I want to gently explore 8 subtle signs that you may have had an unhappy childhood, even if you didn't realize it at the time. There's no blame, just understanding, and maybe a soft place to begin healing. First, you don't want help, even when you need it. You tell yourself, I can handle it. You feel guilty even thinking about asking. You minimize your pain because someone else had it worse. You think independence is strength, but sometimes it's self-protection. Maybe you were the kid who made their own lunch, while your parents scrolled the TV. Maybe your tears brought annoyance, not comfort. So now letting someone in feels wrong. You don't want to be a burden. You don't want to need. But dear one, needing is not weakness. It's human. It's connection. It's how we grow. Second, you hide your feelings, even from yourself. You've learned how to disappear. Not physically, emotionally. You keep it together, even when you're falling apart. You rationalize your sadness. You brush away your tears. You make jokes when your heart is aching. Because once your feelings weren't welcomed, maybe they were met with silence, or sarcasm, or shame. So now, you smile when you want to cry, and you don't even notice you're doing it. But emotions are messengers. They're not wrong. They're real, and they deserve to be heard. Third, you try to be perfect always. You fear making mistakes. You replay your words after every conversation. You can't rest until the work is done, even if it's never enough. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about survival. Because when you were small, doing things right felt like the only way to get love, to avoid criticism, to stay safe. So you performed. You excelled. You tried to become exactly who they needed. But somewhere along the way, you forgot who you are. And that being human is not a flaw. It's a gift. Fourth, you explain yourself, even when no one asks. You offer reasons before people question you. You apologize for existing. You explain your feelings, your needs, your actions, again and again. Because back then, your truth was doubted. You were questioned, contradicted, dismissed. So now, you try to prove you're valid. You over-explain to feel worthy. You think, if I just say it the right way, maybe I'll be understood. But your worth is not a debate. You don't need to defend your heart. You deserve to speak and be received. Fifth, you act like you don't need anyone. You're proud of being strong. You take care of everything alone. You don't trust easily. You stay guarded. Because once, the people who were supposed to protect you didn't. So now you keep your heart under lock and key. You say, I'm fine so often, you almost believe it. But strength isn't closing off. It's letting someone see you, really see you, and staying soft anyway. You deserve that kind of safe love. Sixth, you feel like a fraud, even when you succeed. No matter how much you do, you feel like it's never enough. You doubt your wins. You downplay your talents. You wonder when everyone will find you out. Because deep down, you don't feel worthy. Not truly. Maybe you were only praised for performance. Maybe you were made to feel replaceable or invisible. But your value isn't tied to your productivity. You were worthy the moment you were born, and no one can take that away. Seventh, you say yes when you really mean no. You avoid conflict like it's fire. You prioritize others' comfort over your own truth. You feel guilty when you disappoint someone, no matter how small the ask. Why? Because growing up, love was conditional. You were accepted when you complied. So you learned. Saying no equals rejection. Having needs equals selfishness. But boundaries are not cruelty. They are kindness to yourself and others. You deserve to honor your own energy. Lastly, you can't relax, even when life is calm. Your body is always bracing. Your mind is scanning for danger. Joy feels suspicious. Peace feels unfamiliar. Because home didn't feel safe. Your nervous system never learned what calm feels like. So now stillness makes you anxious. Happiness feels like a trick. But here's the truth. You are not in danger now. You can teach your body a new way. It starts with breath, with stillness, with soft reminders. You're safe. You're allowed to rest. In summary, if you saw yourself in any of these signs, please know, you are not broken. You are not too much. You are not behind. You were just a child who adapted beautifully to an environment that didn't know how to love you. But now, you get to relearn love. You get to meet yourself with compassion. You get to give yourself the care you've always deserved. This isn't about blame. It's about becoming whole again. Not by fixing, but by remembering how lovable you always were. If this touched something in you, I invite you to keep walking with me. When you're ready, the next reflection will be waiting right here.